bit of a liar. Last time we spoke, I said that I was going to do another video. I said, stay tuned, I'm gonna do another video in a couple days. And did that happen? No, it did not. Anyway, I'm here. I'm gonna do kind of just like a talk through video with you while I do my makeup, just kind of a chatty video on what's been going on. So I'm sorry that the makeup is gonna be the exact same as my other makeup look. I literally wear the same makeup every day. I have not changed my makeup look in a couple of years at least. So I will tell you what I'm using and all of that, but I mean, if you're here for a hot new look, you're on the wrong spot. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my face, but before I do that, I'm gonna put my hair back because I don't know about you, but when I watch makeup videos and people just like leave their hair flowing, I get so much anxiety watching those videos. I'm like, but just push it, just pull it back. Like it's like, it bothers me so much because I'm like, how do you really get all around the hairline though, and how do you avoid your hair just like flying into your foundation? It's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on those people. I am envious of that because for me, I'm too like anal to let that happen. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to use is the POREfessional by Benefit. I like it and I'm going to continue to use it, but does it work? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, honestly, like I didn't even finish my primer and my SD card was full. Like, maybe the universe just doesn't want me to do this today. Anyway, so I don't even remember what I was saying, but I use that primer. Do I know if it works? Not quite sure, but I still use it. I like it. I like the smell of it. I like the feel of it. So yeah, that's that. The next thing I'm going to use is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. I'm just gonna put that in the back of my hand, and that's in the shade 25. Anyway, so how was everyone's Christmas? Good? Good? I actually have a week off. Well, some of those days I have to take like my holidays, but I finished work last Friday and I have until January 3rd. So it's actually a really nice, it's a really nice little like break where I can just veg out and, you know, do my thing, enjoy time with friends and my boyfriend. He actually went back to work today and I felt really bad. I kind of felt guilty that I was staying in bed and he had to go to work, but c'est la vie, you know? C'est la vie. I had my first, I guess my first very own Christmas dinner. So that means that I made turkey and I made dressing and I made potatoes and I did all of those things. Gravy, like low-key did not make my gravy. It was from a packet. But made my turkey, and that was the first time I've done it because typically I would go home and my mom would make it and that was that. But this year, as I told you in my last video, I stayed here, so I was responsible for having my own Christmas dinner. And guys, I'm really proud of myself. Like, I actually did it. I mean, I know I sound like I don't have much faith in myself, but when it comes to cooking something, especially something like a turkey, I was like, Someone said to me, there's no way you can screw this up. I was like, yeah, there is if your name is Tara. Honestly, I can pretty much manage to screw anything up. Okay, so this is a fairly new concealer that I bought back in November, and it's the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. And this is in the color Fair Neutral because, like, shocker, I'm always the palest shade that they have. I am really loving this a lot. It had so many good reviews and I'm really glad that it's lived up to the hype. I typically put it on the back of my hand and then I put it on my beauty blender and then I put it on my face. A couple of times, and I guess if I wanted something really dramatic, I could put it directly on my face, but a couple of times I did do that and I found like it was just so stark white that I looked kind of crazy. So I'm not gonna do that, but I am really happy with it, that's for sure. And like I said, this is the makeup that I wear, you know, pretty much every day, unless I'm having a day where I'm just like not feeling it. Then I just don't wear any makeup. But most days I'll get up and I'll do this routine. And I don't wear this concealer every day because, like I said, sometimes it's just like too dramatic. But when I do, and when I'm feeling like I do have some dark circles under my eyes, I've been really happy with the way that this works. No creasing, and that's a huge thing for me because most of the other concealers that I've tried are just brutal for creasing throughout the day. So I found this to be really good for that. So the next thing I'm going to use is the MAC Studio Fix powder. This is an N4. And I mentioned before in my last makeup video that I do go between this and the Makeup Forever one. And I do like both, but like I said, I had this kind of like stocked up. So when my Makeup Forever one ran out, I opened this one up just to use it up. Oh my god, you guys. Okay, so I have been thinking recently about getting the microblading eyebrows. And I thought about it for a long time, and then recently I saw that a place near me, because for a long time I was like, I would never get it where I live. Like, it has not been happening long enough in this province at least for me to trust, you know, to go to someone where I live. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, and then I found this newer salon, or new to me at least. I don't know how long it's been open. And they had a lot of photos of the microblading that they do. And I was blown away. Like, the person who does it at the one close to me does an incredible job. And I was to the point where I was like, okay, like I think I'm gonna do this. I mean, I fill in my eyebrows every day. You can see, I mean, the way they are right now, especially once the powder is added, you can't really see them. They're very sparse, they're very light. And I was like, wow, that would be amazing. For those of you who don't know, the microblading is kind of like a semi-permanent makeup that does feather-like strokes, so it mimics what the natural brow would look like. And it can be good for anyone from no eyebrows at all to people like me who maybe have sparse eyebrows. Anyway, so the photos are amazing, and I booked a consult, and then I ended up canceling the consult because it was like just before Christmas and I was busy. But also on top of that, I did kind of my own research, which you should always do anyway. And first of all, I didn't know the price point, so I don't know the exact price where I live, but it ranges around $400, $600, and I think and more. And I was like, okay, well, not in a position really to be getting $600 permanent, or sorry, semi-permanent makeup on my face, for starters. And the other thing I found out when I was researching was that if you have psoriasis or any sort of irritation, especially in your skin and around your eyebrows, you're ineligible. So although, like, I'm sure it would be beneficial for me to go and speak to somebody about that, that right off the bat makes me ineligible because I have psoriasis. I'm sure you noticed before I started my makeup that I have a lot of like redness, like up here and down here. Just the skin is a little bit discolored, and just a little bit, the feeling of the skin around my eyebrow is different than the rest of the skin on my face. So I just think that would count me out right off the bat. So that kind of sucks, but I would never want to risk like putting something on my face, to permanent, semi-permanent, whatever it was, and getting an infection or having it, you know, just like not look how you want it to look. And when I say semi-permanent, it still lasts a couple of years, I believe. And this is something that you need to go for touch-ups for as well. So anyway, that's just a little story about my kind of experience learning more about that. because it does fascinate me, especially for people who, like I said, maybe don't have eyebrows, or they do but they fill them in every day. If you have the money and you're a candidate, like I would definitely explore it, because it looks amazing. And I was just like, oh my god, what would life be like if I could just wake up in the morning and not have to you know, fill my eyebrows in. But whatever, I'm sure I'll get over it. This brush is a new brush that I got from Sephora. It's called the Must Have Large Powder Brush, and number 30, and it's the Sephora brand. Speaking of brows, the next thing I'm gonna do, brows, and then I am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow powder in dark brown. JK guys, I'm back. I did my brows off camera because I wanted to spare you the 20 minutes of me just like with my head like this, obsessing over my eyebrows and not actually being able to speak. That's like the one thing I can't do. I can't do my eyebrows and speak at the same time. I just can't. I need full concentration. I also have a coffee, so yeah. I have an espresso machine. My sister bought it for me a couple years ago. Best thing of life, literally best thing of life. It's like the most like smooth, luxurious coffee ever. But do you ever just like crave that like cheap coffee, like the gas station coffee, cheap pot of coffee where they just slosh it in your cup? You're like, yeah, I want that. I want the cheap coffee, even though I have a super expensive coffee maker. Don't get me wrong, love it. But sometimes you just want the old classic stuff. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is some highlighter. And actually I'm kind of new to the highlighter game. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. I feel like when you watch other people, like especially on YouTube and like even in real life, you watch them and you're like, damn, like their highlighter is so good, it's so perfectly placed, so glowy. And when I put it on, I'm like, is it there though? I bought this a little while ago. I never really used it. I just started using it. It's Max Soft and Gentle. Like I heard a lot of good stuff about this. And I do really love it, but I just feel like it's not as like other people's highlighter. Maybe it's just me. And I went to buy the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit and I was like, Tara, stop. Just friggin' stop, because you already have a highlighter that you don't even use. And I'm so notorious for doing that. I'm like, oh, what's new? What's the most expensive thing I can buy and not use? I'll take two. That's literally me. So I'm gonna use this until I figure out what I'm doing. And then maybe I'll treat myself to, like, can you see it? Can anyone see it? Raise your hand if you can see it. Oh, by the way, talking about how long it's been since I made the last video, like literally there was dust on my camera. Like I wish I was joking. There was dust on my camera and I was like, whoa. Okay, Forever HD blush, and this is in the shade 210, and it just looks like that. And I'm using a really, really old, gross, like look at it. Look at that. And I continue to buy brushes and I continue to use this shit. So, I don't know. We got this ages ago. Like, I think this is like maybe the first brush I ever owned. And I was probably like, oh my god, like 15 or something. I'm not trying to give my age away or anything, but that's like over a decade ago, y'all. So, it's been a minute. And it lost, you can see, like the rest of the brush is like not even attached to it anymore. But I just really like it. It's L'Oreal, or it was at one point anyway. I really like the way it works. So I'm sticking to it. Anyway, that's that. Does anyone have plans for New Year's Eve? I'm not a big, like, I tend to think that New Year's Eve is like super overrated. Everyone makes a big deal about it and they spend like, oh, I guess like I shouldn't say they, I'll just speak from my own experience. I end up spending money on a new outfit, and then I spend money on drinks to go out, and then there's money on cabs, and then there's just so much, and then food and whatever, and there's so much money spent. Hula bronzer. There's so much money spent that like, it just never ends up being what you want it to be. Do you know what I mean? Like you're like, yeah, that was okay. Or like you get stuck downtown. That's actually something I'm really afraid of. I don't live in a big city or anything, but I'm just afraid that I'll end up, you know, I'll be downtown and it'll be really, really, really difficult to get a cab back. Or it'll be storming, because I feel like every single New Year's Eve it's storming. Like, because I live in Canada, so hello. There's gonna be like a blizzard, I'm sure. And then, I don't know. So my point is, I feel like it's super overrated. Everyone makes a big deal about it. And then it's never as fun as you want it to be. I would be perfectly happy with one of two things. Staying home, ordering in Chinese food, maybe having a glass of wine or a glass of champagne, and just like hanging out with my boyfriend. Or staying in and with a group of friends, playing board games, having some drinks, having some Chinese food if we want to too. Like, I would be very, very happy to just stay in. And also I love a good board game night. So listen, that's just, maybe I'm really old and boring, but that's just kind of like, that's my version of fun. I use this flat edge brush, as I said before. This is from MAC and it's 100 years old, 212. And then I use the Bobbi Brown gel liner in black. And I just go really tight to the lash line, unless I put too much on, and then I go for an accidental dramatic look. But I just go in like this. The things I got for Christmas was the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. The one thing I will say, I don't know if any of you have this. If you do, tell me what you think. The wand is so heavy, like it's really weird. Like I don't know why it's so heavy. Like what is in there that is making it like that? But anyway, the I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what the shape of the wand looks like. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I've only worn it one day, but I do like it, and I definitely like the way that it makes my lashes look. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I am gonna try and put out more videos. I want to be uploading regularly, and I want to be growing you know, this channel for sure. It's definitely a priority for me. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Yeah, connect with me on social media. I'll put all that information down below. So I hope everyone had a really Merry Christmas, or, you know, holidays, whatever you're celebrating, and I will see you soon. Bye.